So this Wybot C2 is hands down going to be the best value cordless cleaner for the year. Yes, I said it. So before we get into this review, I want to mention I am not sponsored for this cleaner here. I paid out of pocket. I will include features I like and features I don't like, if any. Also keep in mind that this review is for how this cleaner works in my pool back here. In your pool, it might work a little differently. It might be better or it might be a little worse, but keep an open mind and I hope this review helps. So I am very excited to talk to you guys about this Wybot C2 here. This is going to be one of the best value cordless cleaners of the year. Now, what do I mean by value? Keep in mind that when I say value, I don't mean it in any bad way. It doesn't mean that it's not a good cleaner. It's quite the opposite. It's a great cleaner for the price. This means that for the price of this cleaner, you get a lot of features. You get a great value. Now, there are a ton of cleaners on the market ranging from the lower end to the very high end premium range, $1,000, $2,000, even $3,000 premium high end cleaners. And if you can afford that, great. Those premium high end cleaners, I've used them. They work amazingly well. However, 90% of pool owners don't want to spend that much on a pool cleaner, so they're looking for one that works really well for the price. And the Wybot C2 here is definitely a great value in that sense. And that is where this Wybot C2 shines. It's pretty much the best bang for your buck type of cleaner here. Now, before we get into this review, I want to mention two more cleaners. This one right here, and this one over here. This is the Wybot C1 of last year. This is the Wybot S2 of last year. Both really great cleaners. I love both of them. Now, the C2 is the new model for this new year. The Wybot C1 shines in the fact that it was the least expensive option out of the bunch, and it did a really great job, a really great value cordless cleaner. On the other hand, on the opposite end, the higher end premium S2 over here also did a great job, but for a different reason. You get extra premium features like an ultra fine filter and multiple cleaning modes, and that's where the S2 shined, and that's why it cost a little bit more. So what do you get when you combine the Wybot C1 with the Wybot S2? Well, you get this guy right here, the Wybot C2. And you can see right here, it is the spitting image of both of them combined. It is the perfect combination of the low price of the Wybot C1 with the high-end premium options of the Wybot S2, the Wybot C2. So let's talk about this Wybot C2 here, aside from the price and what makes it such a great choice. First off, the physical design of this. It's a small frame, a small cleaner in general, yes. And it's designed that way for a reason. It's lightweight. It weighs in at only 17.6 pounds, one of the lightest cordless cleaners on the market right now. And that's great for anyone, regardless of if you're a big, strong guy or someone that needs a little bit help moving things. This is great in the fact that it's only 17.6 pounds, meaning it's easier to take in and out of the pool. Now, one thing I will say about the C2 here is that it is not a premium high-end cleaner. Out of the box, it feels nice out of the box, yes, but it's a standard cleaner. Premium high-end cleaners, when you take it out of the box, you can feel the difference in quality. It's not to say that this will break down. It won't. It comes with a 2-year warranty if it does. But for those premium high-end cleaners, you're paying a much higher price tag. For a standard cleaner like this, it's got a really good design to it. It's just that it's not a premium high-end design. But for me, that's not really a big deal. As long as a cleaner works really well, who cares what it looks like, right? Right over here at the front here, you have an easy to grip handle. Right here at the top of this right here, this is your power button to turn the cleaner on and off. I'll go ahead and push that there to turn it on. And this light right here lights up. This is the battery indicator, but it's also a status indicator, and it'll change colors based on what it's doing in the pool. Let me turn this around right here and show you it's got track style wheels. And track style wheels are better in general to climb steep walls and ledges. Now let me pull this up here and show you this. It's got two front scrubbers here, big front scrubbers here to knock away all that debris. At the bottom, you've got this wheel to kind of guide it along the pool, as well as these two smaller wheels down here, and the inlet for debris to be suctioned into. Also at the bottom of this, you've got these little side brushes as well that help it clean. Now again, this is a very small cleaner in general, but it doesn't mean that it's not powerful. Built inside of this is a 4600 milliamp battery. This means that it will have a continuous runtime of up to 180 minutes, 3 continuous hours. So that's great. Keep in mind that it doesn't mean that it will run one mode for 3 hours. It means that it has an added cycle time of up to 3 hours. Now this C2 is designed to be used in pools up to 2,152 square feet, so some pretty big pools. But you can also use it in small pools as well. Now right here at the top right here, this is your charging port right here. Every time you want to charge it, you want to twist it open and unlock, and it will come with a charger that you plug in and charge. Now, I wish this was a wireless charging type of charger here, but it's not. For a value cleaner, you won't get that. Wireless chargers are better in general, in my opinion, because it's safer. There's no open port like this, so if by chance it gets wet, water gets in there, there's no chance of fire. Now, it's not to say that this will catch fire. Just make sure that this is dry when you plug it in, and you'll be perfectly fine. I've used cordless cleaners for a while now. Plug-in type of cordless cleaners, I've kept it dry, and I've never had an issue at all. It's just that in general, wireless charging stations or magnetic wireless chargers are safer in general. So built inside of this Wybot C2 is 3 brushless motors, so it's got a lot of power. It also has a smart navigation system with preset path planning. So what does this mean? This means that as opposed to traditional smart navigation systems that take their time to map and scan the pool and then go and clean the pool, what this does is that when you turn it on and put it into the pool, it'll go along a preset pattern that you choose and clean, and it's able to adjust based off of what's in your pool. So that's really neat. Now, when I talk about you being able to adjust a pattern, it's really neat. On that online app, you'll be able to access patterns for both the floors of your pool and the walls of your pool. You can choose the cleaner to go in a star-like pattern along the pool. You can choose it to move along an S-like pattern, whatever pattern you choose. Along the walls of your pool, you'll be able to make it move like an N-like pattern or a V-like pattern, whatever it is. There are 3 patterns for both the walls and 3 for the floors. And this is really nice because every single pool is different. If you've got a circular shape, if you've got a rectangular shape, you can choose the pattern that's nice for you that will run better for your pool in general. So that's really neat. Now, let me flip this around here and show you one of my favorite parts about this Wybot C2 here. Quite possibly the best feature about the C2 for the price. Back here, if you lift this up here, it reveals your debris basket system here. Yes, this is a 180 micron fine filter basket here. You can see. Now, this will work to filter out your small, medium, and large size debris. Your leaves, your twigs, your rocks, even some sand, it'll filter that all out. But if you get a lot of really small debris in your pool, if you get a lot of dust and sand, cloudy, milky water, algae, then you will need an ultra-fine filter. And this is why it's my favorite. You see that inside there? That's an ultra-fine filter. Yes, let me take this out here. This is a 10 micron filter here. And for the first time in a very long time, for the price of this cleaner, you get your option of using an ultra-fine filter. That is really neat. You don't always have to use an ultrafine filter, but having the option included on a cleaner like this for the price is pretty awesome. Definitely one of my favorite things about this C2 here. Now, as you can see right back here, the ultrafine filter has a sort of slot that you just slide this piece into right here, just like so. And it goes right on there. And then you place the regular debris basket right on top, just like this. Now, what I will say is that when you're using that ultrafine filter, you will only be able to use that in the mode that they call turbo floor mode. And what turbo floor mode is, basically, it cleans only the floors of your pool. And when it cleans the floors of your pool, because you're using that ultrafine filter inside of that there, it will put more power to the suction so that it's able to pull the debris through, and it's able to still perform well on the bottom surface of the pool. Remember, the only time you can use this ultrafine filter is when you have it on turbo mode, so keep that in mind. Now, another nice premium feature about this Wybot C2 is the fact that it uses an online app. So you're able to download it and you're able to access different modes on that app. It's definitely a premium feature, and you definitely should focus on using that app to get more benefit out of this being at the price point that it is. Now, physically, when you first power this on, this button right here only lets you turn it on and off. It will remember the last mode that you chose to use. Standard out of the box, it will focus on cleaning the walls of the pool and then move to the floors and clean the floors of your pool. Standard out of the box if you were to never use the app at all. Now, if you go on the app, you're able to select 6 other modes. A lot of different modes, including floor mode, just focusing on the floor of your pool. That turbo floor mode where you can see that you've got really small debris and you want to clean that up. And even a waterline cleaning mode that focuses only on the waterline. You get a ton of different modes here, 7 in total. Remember, you have to use the app if you want to access those modes. Now, I do want to talk about one of those modes in particular, the Eco mode, and that is your weekly scheduled timer. You can pretty much power this on, set the mode for Eco mode or the weekly timer, and have it turn on once, twice, 3, whatever times during the week. And it's programmed to run a certain amount of time depending on how many times you run it during the week. And this is really great during certain times of the season where you just want to put the cleaner into the pool and let it clean on its own for a week at a time. One of my favorite features for the C2 here is that weekly timer. Now, with that online app, I do want to mention one thing. When you place this cleaner into the pool underneath the water, you won't be able to use that app anymore. You have to select your mode before you put it into the pool, so keep that in mind. And that's just a technology thing in general, not just for the Wybot, but every single cordless cleaner on the market, completely cordless cleaner on the market. All of them lose signal when they go underneath the pool, and you will have to wait till the end of the cycle, or you'll just have to fish it out with the fish hook that it comes with. So just keep that in mind. So I talked a lot about this Wybot C2 here. Let's finally place it into the pool and I'll show you how well it works. Okay guys, so one thing I want to mention is that on the C2, there is no sensor for it to be out of the water. So take a look. It'll actually still move when you take it out of the water, so you want to power it off. Otherwise, it'll keep moving. See? Look at that. It's moving right now. So keep in mind when you take it out, you do want to power it off. Okay guys, we're ready to turn the C2 on. I'll go ahead and power that on by holding this button. It lights up right there. It's ready to go. I have it on floor mode right now, so it should focus just on the floors. Place it into the pool, just like that. All right, guys, so the C2 is on right now. I have it on floor mode. It will not climb up walls in this mode. It focuses just on the floors of the pool. You see, it goes up to the wall but doesn't climb up. And it does that on purpose. It's just focusing on the floors of the pool. Okay guys, so on floor mode, I chose it to have that S-like pattern, and you can pretty much see it was moving in an S-like pattern where it'll go up to basically the wall, stop, go back a little here, you see that? And it'll stop again, it'll turn to the right, you see that? Go forward a little bit, and then stop, turn to the right again, right here, and then go forward. You see that S-like pattern? I chose this S-like pattern, but you can pretty much choose whatever pattern fits your pool the best. So keep that in mind. Really cool, there are options for you to choose while it's on different surfaces of your pool. Go ahead and turn on by pushing this right here. It lights up, and I'll go ahead and place it into the pool. Standard mode will clean the floors, walls, and waterline here. On every other mode aside from turbo mode, you don't want to use the ultra fine filter here. That's on standard mode right now, so that's why I have it out of the cleaner itself. So I will mention that even if you leave the ultrafine filter in the cleaner on any other mode other than turbo floor mode, it's not going to damage the cleaner or anything. But you might notice that performance-wise, it'll move a little bit slower. Maybe it won't climb up the walls like it should. So just keep that in mind. If you see it doing that, you probably left the ultrafine filter inside on a different mode and you just have to take it out. Okay guys, it's turned on. It's on standard mode. I have 5-foot tall walls up here, and it should just climb all the way up to the waterline here and scrub the waterline in standard mode. You see that right there? all the way to the water line right there and scrubbing the water line. Awesome. Okay guys, so right down there at the bottom I have a main drain right there, and the C2 goes over it. It's turning right now, so it should be able to turn off of it. You see that? Turns off of it right there, so that's great. It doesn't get stuck on the main drain. Okay guys, I have the C2 on wall mode now. So in wall mode, it cleans the walls of the pool here. Let's take a look at it. Goes up to the water line right there. Scrubs, and then goes down a little. Now this is dependent on the pattern that you choose, and I have an N-like pattern. You see how it's going inside it at an angle right here? That's how it's going to move along the wall here, because I chose that pattern. Down to the bottom, the edge right there, and then now it's going to turn a little bit and come back up here and clean the wall up here. So it scrubs the water line, yes, does a pretty good job at that, but then it also cleans the wall area right there as well for wall mode, so that's really neat. Able to move along the wall of the pool, more cleaning coverage along the walls now. And you can see right here again, it's going to go sideways going back down, that N-like pattern that I chose, but you can choose whatever you want. See, it's going down to the floor now. So I know it's moving over to the other wall over here. You see that? It's turning this direction now. Coming from that wall over to this wall here. And now it'll go up the wall and repeat that same pattern along this wall. So here's an angle at the waterline cleaning mode here, so you can see it move along the waterline right there, so that's really neat. This is waterline mode. Takes care of the waterline much quicker than a normal standard cleaning mode, so that's really neat if you have an especially dirty waterline. Now it just ended its cycle right there. It's going back down. So it's programmed to run a certain amount of distance before it goes back down and kind of moves and then back on the water line. Alright guys, so did you see the C2 transition from that wall to this wall? It's on waterline mode, so it transitions pretty well. It does miss the sort of corner right here, but I expect that. Remember, this C2 is a really great value cleaner, and the fact that it does have a waterline focused cleaning mode makes it a really nice feature. And you can see it moving right now to the left right here. Definitely focusing on the waterline of the pool right there. And then it stops, it goes back down to move along. Remember, it has a preset amount of distance that it does cover when it's moving along. So just about, I'd say from here to here, that's about 4 feet in general before it goes back down, and then sort of repeats the process along the rest of the wall over here. Now here's a look of the C2 in waterline mode going down, and now it's transitioning to this sort of wall tanning ledge over here. So let's watch how it moves over this way and how it cleans over here. it does just fine transitioning over to a ledge as well. Now, one thing I have noticed is when this backs up on a more shallow ledge, it will float a little before going back down. So keep that in mind. If you notice this floating before going back down and releasing water, it's because it's on a more shallow ledge and it'll just get back into place. Just give it some time and it should float back down. Let's see if it does it here, and I'll show you what I mean. I have a little skimmer right there that is trying to get across, and this is what I mean here. The more shallow the step, it's sort of floating, so it looks kind of like it's struggling. It's going to do this, it's normal. Just give it some time and it'll adjust and it'll be able to back itself off. Just watch. Okay guys, so let's take the C2 out of the pool here. I'll let it drain, turn it off there. Set it down right here, and let's open this up and show you the debris basket right over here. Open this up here, and you can see all that debris inside right here. Let me kind of pull this open, pull that debris out, and you can see that there are different sizes of debris there. Small, medium, large size debris. So you guys can see that the Wybot C2 here works really well in the pool. If you're in the market for a cordless robotic pool cleaner and you don't want to spend too much money, you want a cleaner that's a really great value, the Wybot C2 is the definition of a great cordless robotic pool cleaner. The Wybot C2 here is definitely the best bang for buck type of cleaner on the market right now. For the price of the C2 here, you'll get a number of features, a number of cleaning modes, an ultra fine filter, and an online app. The Wybot C2 here is definitely a cleaner here I recommend.
We hope this review helps.